just had one of the absolute most craziest matches of Modern Warfare Zombies that I think I've ever had. So not only did we go in and test out the FJX, but we defeated the Red Worm with the entire lobby. When I say the entire lobby, I mean the entire lobby. I thought there was going to be 2 stragglers that weren't going to quite make it, but they eventually made it all the way over to us. Sadly, they did nerf the Incendiary bullets today, so those aren't going to be doing the crazy damage numbers that they were doing. After defeating the Red Worm, we're going to go over and do the Season 2 Reloaded Elder Dark Aether. This really did handle itself quite well to anything that I put it up to, so if you guys are looking for a loadout to rock after the Incendiary bullets nerf, we definitely got you covered. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. My name is Ghost. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We're getting so much closer to that 20,000 subscriber goal, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the crazy support lately. I can't wait to get into everything about this run with you guys really quick. I do need to give a shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. Luckily, when we spawned in here, we brought in one of the Bloodburner keys so that way we could come straight out into the red tier zone and be one of the very first ones out here so we could get one of those triangle Easter eggs done because I accidentally forgot to bring in an Aether tool. Brought in a flawless crystal, we got the MAGA holding and everything else, but I was sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have an Aether tool. But luckily I was sitting there doing the Easter egg and I just used that legendary on it. Now, even before we put the legendary Aether tool on it, even with just the flawless crystal on it, it was handling those red tier zone zombies really well. Once I came over here to fight this mega abomination, it actually melted in pretty damn fast. I was getting ready to go into the dark Aether when I seen somebody typing in the chat that they wanted the full lobby to go over and try to do the Red Worm. I've seen a couple people try to attempt to do this before, and we've usually gotten quite a bit of people to come over here, but this time we actually got everybody to come over. There was a couple of guys that were even hanging out in tier 1 that came all the way over. There was even a couple of guys that I thought weren't gonna quite make it that were just sitting in the red tier zone, but they eventually came over right at the last second. Just take a look at this. This right here is literally what encapsulates what makes this game mode special. It's almost like they're all hanging out throwing their own little mini party, like waiting for the Red Worm to show up. We got guys sitting here doing burnouts on the blood burner. We got another guy that shows up in a pickup truck way later blasting music. There's 2 dudes like flying around on their Scorcher. I mean, it was just like this was literally like having a house party in Modern Warfare Zombies. This was just a really cool sight to see, just everybody gathered together, getting ready to, you know, take on this big boss all as one big group. I feel like I have to say this every time so I don't have round-based fans in my comment section just being like, round-based is better. Look, guys, I understand. I love round-based too. There just really isn't any other game mode where stuff like this is possible. Where else can you really gather up 24 random people all together to fight this big boss and then kind of throw like a little mini party before they do it? Can you knock that, man? When you compare the timing that it took us to take out this Red Worm here in this run compared to what it took just me and the one other random guy in the video that I posted yesterday, yeah, we were able to deal with them in about 45 seconds, and this one took us a little bit longer. Granted, the Red Worm does scale to the size of the party that starts it, and I'm pretty sure that they did have a 6-man squad when they started this thing. Not only are we in the second tier zone, but we're also dealing with a max health Red Worm. We still took it out pretty damn fast. Granted, this was with the entire lobby, and it did get pretty damn laggy. I was kind of scared that the game was gonna crash there for a minute. I will be coming back through over the next couple of days to try out a couple more things on the Red Worm. I'm pretty sure the VR11 is probably gonna still be king at taking this thing out. At least that's what it's been over the last few seasons, and I don't think they made any changes to the VR11, so I'm pretty sure that's probably gonna still be the way to go. We had so many mega abominations around us during this fight. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. Not sure if you guys know this, but the more people that are gonna be over here, the more zombies are gonna be spawning in just in general. Yeah, so we were getting a little bit overran, that's for sure. I didn't know this. Apparently the Red Worm can actually pick up several people into his mouth at once. I did not know that. I thought it was only one person at a time, but in this ran, he was actually picking up like multiple people at once. We have done this several times before, but from my experience over the last few days trying to complete the Red Worm solo, I have had either at least one person with me or several people with me. So if you guys still need to get this done, you won't actually have to do it solo. There's usually still a lot of people that want to do it. So from my experience, it's actually harder to be able to just get to do it solo. There's always somebody that wants to join. I do think it is a big shame that this is the only like world boss that we have out here. I mean, because this is really just too much fun. I mean, especially doing it with all of these people. Never understood why they couldn't have done something like having an Orda spawn into the match every once in a while. They took everything else from Cold War, might as well. The amount of flawless crystal schematics that I've seen on the ground once once we finished this red worm was insane. Hey, I mean, it comes back to everybody still just trying to help everybody else out. If anybody needs it, they made sure you got the schematic. Like an unwritten rule in Modern Warfare Zombies, especially if you're playing with a group of people, if you get a schematic that you already own, just drop it for everybody else. There really is moments like this that makes me wish that they do something with this game mode and don't just let it completely die when Black Ops 6 comes out. Believe me, I already know that most of my time is going to be going into that and into like the round-based maps and everything that they're going to be coming out with. I just got my fingers crossed that Treyarch is going to come out with either their own style of outbreak mode, or maybe they come out with a new operation for Modern Warfare Zombies at some point. I think that there might be a big maybe on this one, but just maybe if the community shows that there's enough interest in this style of zombie mode, or like if there's still enough players still playing it after the year is over, just might put in some resources to make a new operation in Verdansk. My question for you guys is that if they did come out with a new operation for Verdansk, how exactly would you guys like them to handle that? Like, would you like there to be a wipes kind of similar to other extraction games like Tarkov? That way maybe we would have to go back through and earn all of our schematics over again, or possibly should there be something else that we're working towards? Either way, I would like to know what you guys feel about that down in the comment section, because as it stands right now, it's kind of looking like we may be seeing a round-based only year. That is something to just be taken with a small grain of salt. These are just rumors. It really does have me thinking back to Cold War and just all the different content that we got with that game, with round-based and with open world zombies. If Treyarch did it once, I'm pretty damn sure that they can pull it off again. Now, I know that for Cold War they did have the cancelled Warzone Ural Mountains map, and that's what they utilized for Outbreak. They did have a big chunk of the development time already done, with the maps already being complete, but since with Modern Warfare 3 they kind of switched it up and they just utilized the Warzone map for the open world zombies mode, really could see them just doing that same thing again and utilizing Verdansk for their new open world zombies. No, but that is just my wishful thinking. I know I did set up a sentry gun to help me out with this HVT mega abomination, but this FJX actually absolutely melted through this thing. I was actually quite impressed. Now, I do know that with Season 4 the FJX actually did get a little bit of a buff. It's been a minute since I used this thing. I remember back at the beginning of Season 3 when this thing was just extremely OP. I don't know if it quite feels like it's at that level still. It does still feel extremely good. Ended up getting a MAGA holding from that HVT, and we got the VR11 schematic, so not too bad of a pull. This thing even handled the Outlast contract really well too. Still definitely a great little SMG to run here in Modern Warfare Zombies. I would say one of the best. The movement on it is really good. It is really snappy and it's incredibly powerful, so it's just a great little SMG. The loot out of the Outlast contract was pretty good. We ended up with a refined crystal, we got a VR11 case and another Elder Sigil, so I'll definitely be taking those. Now, when we did the Aether extractors, the loot that we ended up getting from these actually threw me for a little bit of a loop. When we first got this Dark Aether back in Season 2 Reloaded, this was one of my favorites to come in because we were able to earn all of the acquisitions from both of the Dark Aethers, from the original first one and from the second one. All through Season 3 they ended up taking that away, so that way it was just the Season 2 loot that was found in here. But take a look at this, guys. We just found a dog bone in here, which tells me we're probably back to being able to find the first Dark Aether acquisitions in here and the Season 2 Reloaded acquisitions in here, which definitely probably make your time worth coming in here. That is going to be about it, guys. We are at our extraction now. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all this down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys are rocking now that the Incendiary bullets have been completely nerfed into the ground. I'll throw up that loadout up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to check it out. Again, I appreciate everybody that took the time to watch the video. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.